Yeah, toss me a beer. What's up, everybody? We're here at beautiful Mount Philo State Park here in Shelburne or Charlotte, Vermont. I'm not really sure which town, but we've been coming up here a lot during the lockdown and quarantine because it's local and it's just a short little hike. It's paved, so you don't really have to worry about mud. I guess this part isn't, but most of it's paved. So this time, instead of just hiking it like we normally do, we thought we'd do a little Q&A video. Although, to be fair, I didn't really tell them that you were going to be here. Most of the questions are directed at me, but he's going to answer too when applicable. So yeah, let's do it. Is it true that you're going to fill your gear with helium and claim a negative base weight? Starting off sarcastic already, I love it. That's not true. What advice would you give to someone trying to get their lazy ass friends into hiking? Or possibly how to find new people to hike with? That's a good question. I don't really know how to help your lazy friends. I guess maybe just take them on like an easy hike somewhere that has like a cool view so they get like hooked before you take them on something like super hard. Like that's probably not a great idea. As far as finding people to hike with, I would say, I don't know, like Instagram or Facebook. Like for me, that's like a natural answer, but
or do a Thru-Hike.
Yeah, I mean, if you're on like a Thru-Hike or a longer backpacking trip, you'll probably find people. What was the most boring section of the AT and why?
I think I'm going to go with Pennsylvania, mostly because
Agreed.
there really weren't many views, and the whole time you were just walking over rocks.
And it's also like flat, which is good, honestly. I liked because it was easy, but it is just kind of boring too when you're not going up and over mountains. But I feel like that's an obvious answer. Like everyone says, Pennsylvania sucks, but yeah. Pennsylvania sucks. I think I heard somewhere that you hiked the Long Trail. Did I ever tell you about that?
No, dude, will you?
What is the best time of year to start? I think this guy might be trolling, honestly, but real talk, definitely in the fall. Can you tell a story of how backpacking has had a significantly positive impact on your life or the life of somebody you know? One positive thing about backpacking, one positive impact on my life is that this gentleman right here recently moved up to Vermont to live in a doper area where you can hike and to make some videos and to be a piece of hiker trash like me. So I wouldn't have met him if it wasn't for backpacking, so that's pretty positive, I would say. If you could hike anywhere you wanted, where would it be?
I think New Zealand.
New Zealand?
Yeah, I've always wanted to hike in New Zealand.
It's a good answer. I think I'm going to say something a little bit closer to home. Honestly, with this lockdown I'm just going to say like the Whites or the Adirondacks, the places I normally hike, but it just feels like I can't hike there because I can't hike there right now, even though I probably wouldn't be there this time of year anyways. If Chuck Norris were a trail, which one would he be? Do you see that bird right there?
Yeah. If Chuck Norris were a trail, what trail would he be?
That's I don't know. I don't want to answer that. What do you eat besides dehydrated meals on a trail? I mean, we didn't really eat dehydrated meals that much. I guess the north sides are kind of dehydrated, but
yeah, just a lot of tortillas.
Oh yeah.
Peanut butter, granola, trail mix,
potato chips, cookies.
Yeah. Hot
sauce, which I've said in tons of videos, but I love hot sauce. Oh, I missed this one. I'll answer this one. What's your cleaning routine with your kettle/pot? What is an acceptable leave no trace method? Well, basically you're supposed to eat as much of that as you possibly can, and then once all the food scraps are gone, just like put a little bit of water in it, swish it around, kind of use your finger to clean it out, and then go somewhere off trail, and you're basically supposed to like disperse like the water. But the key thing here is just make sure there's no like chunks of food in there. You can't be leaving freaking chunks of food in the backcountry. Don't be doing that. Do you listen to music while on the trail? I saw in one of your videos you mentioned the story so far. I feel like we might have similar music tastes. Hell yeah, I listen to a lot of pop punk and emo kind of shit. And the story so far is pretty dope.
Yes, I do listen to music.
Do ya?
Yeah.
Well, what kind of music do you listen to? Shut up, bird!
Yeah, I listen to the Marcus King Band and the Black Keys.
What's that song by the Marcus King Band we've been listening to?
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Will you ever film an entire Thru-Hike?
Yes.
Yeah. Now my glasses are fogged up. Do you have any proud or embarrassing moments where you had to improvise or problem solve while on trail. We couldn't really think of anything for us, but one of our buddies, Indy, that we hiked with on the AT, he had to use, you said it was his lighter?
Yeah, to use a lighter.
He had to use a lighter for a spork, because what even happened to his spork?
I have no idea.
He just lost his spork or something. That is embarrassing, and he was kind of proud of it, honestly. Shout out to Indy.
It actually worked better than I thought.
How can A, get my hands on cheap, breathable, but most importantly, ugly shirts to hike in? Walmart. The 2 Hawaiian shirts that have been featured in the stupid hiking meme videos were both bought at Walmart. Have you ever had a run-in with a bear? Do you carry bear spray, bear hang? I've never really had like a bad run-in with a bear. Do not carry bear spray, and you definitely should bear hang. This dude right here had a super sketchy bear hang. Super sketchy bear encounter though. I'm not gonna let him tell the story now because I want to make a full video on it someday.
And I do hang my food, and I hang it really high. Do we want to check and see if the audio is alright?
Now that we're already halfway done the video. So we're gonna go move somewhere else.
There you go.
Location number 2. Here we go. The sun is setting. Hopefully it's not too harsh, but how do you mentally prepare yourself for long distance hikes? And what mental hurdles have you had to overcome while out on trail? I made an entire video on this, so I'm not going to get into it now. Just watch the video, folks. Do you recommend wearing trekking pants while through hiking?
Trekking pants.
Trekking pants. No, don't wear any pants. Just go f***ing commando. If you could hike with any celebrity, who would it be? I don't know, honestly.
I don't know if you like consider him a celebrity. He's pretty well known. He's more of a motivational speaker, but I would hike with David Goggins because he would get my ass up the mountain.
I would hike with Brad Marchand, or Marchand. Everybody pronounces it differently, but the infamous Rat from the Boston Bruins. I live in Canada. Where should I hike for my first time? Well, now that we've narrowed down your locations to the second biggest country in the entire world.
I've never even been to Canada, so.
Never been to Canada?
No.
Bro, we can almost see Canada from here.
I know.
How much is your base weight? On the Appalachian Trail, my base weight was about 13 pounds, say. This summer, I'm hoping with my gear adjustments that I'm still working on, it's going to be about 10 pounds plus probably 3 pounds of camera stuff that I didn't carry on the Appalachian Trail. So, did you go to college? Yes.
No.
How did you get the time? I checked my watch. Get it? I think what they mean is how did you get the time to through hike? For me, I graduated college and then I was lucky enough to have a job that gave me the time off to do the hike before I started work.
6 months prior, I knew that I was going to hike the AT, so I just saved up the money I needed and quit my job.
It's the way to do it, folks. Are stuff sacks really useful for organization or just dead weight? Now, my personal opinion, I think stuff sacks are usually pointless. I shove most of my stuff just inside of my pack. I use one for my quilt and for my food, but that's about it, honestly. But you, on the other hand, are very organized and different than me.
Yeah, if you're like borderline OCD like I am, I like to like keep things separated and in stuff sacks. It just gives me peace of mind. And you can find really light ones, so I don't think they're dead weight, but
it's just personal preference, honestly. Do you think DCF will start being mass-produced or become less expensive, or is the market too niche for it to ever happen? I have no clue.
I don't know either.
Opinions on taking young children through hiking. Neither one of us have kids. Neither one of us really spend very much time around kids at all. I can probably count on one hand the amount of times I've talked to kids in the past like 6 years, honestly. So I feel like, at least my opinion, I'll say isn't like super relevant on this issue, but I think it's a little bit weird when it's like young children. Certainly take your kids backpacking. I'm all for kids backpacking, but for a through hike, like a long through hike, like the AT for instance, like thousands of miles, I feel like that's a little, I don't know. I'm not super convinced that that's the best thing to do, but you met someone on your through hike, like a kid that was through hiking with your parents, so why don't you talk about that a little bit?
Alright, so I met a 9-year-old kid out on the Appalachian Trail, and she was advanced for her grade, and her father had her out there to learn like more life experiences. So I feel like in that instance, you know, it could be beneficial for a kid to be out there.
It's tough. It's tough. Let me know. I'm not trying to start with that family that hiked a couple years ago too. I don't know. I just feel like, I don't know. If I was
it could be brutal for,
yeah, like especially if they're like away from their friends and stuff. But I don't know, if the kid's like totally down, then again, I'm not a parent. Like, I don't know what's best for kids. So folks, that's gonna do it. Hopefully this video proves to you that I don't just talk about hiking in my bedroom, and I actually do it sometimes. And woo! See ya.